Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier and this is the Piracy Show. Now, on today's show, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about the Planet Side demo and of course 3.0. Now, 3.0 is always kind of like a bit of an iffy topic because, there's some people, who are saying, oh, it's never going to happen this year, it's never going to happen. And I would tend to agree with that. I mean, even though, they're working on 2.6 right now, but we still haven't really seen 2.6, and we're almost in November now and 2 months left to the end of the year when we're supposed to get 3.0, unless basically all the mechanics that are going to be in 2.6 are going to be part of 3.0. So unless they just amalgamate 2.6 into 3.0, because I think currently, right, they're working on both patches concurrently. Like, there's different people working on different facets of both patches. Why not just amalgamate it all into one big patch right before Christmas? If that saves any time, or if that makes things any easier, that would probably, I would be fine with that if they just kind of amalgamated everything into one. If that meant 3.0 would get out sooner and there would probably be less integration issues between 2.6 and 3.0, but I don't know. That software development is not my thing at all, so that would be a question for someone much more qualified to answer. But I just think that the fact that we haven't seen 2.6 right now, with every passing week, it just makes 3.0 before Christmas seemingly much more unlikely. Now, if we had more information and more updates on these things or more in-depth information, then possibly we could avoid a lot of this speculation. But we got what we got, so that's what we have to work with. But even more so when I'm looking at 3.0 and I'm kind of looking at all the content within the patch, I think it's becoming more and more apparent that at some point there's going to have to be like an FPS only game package to, something that's offered at a reasonable discount that just basically doesn't include, say, like a pilot's license, which is something you would buy separately later on if you were so inclined, but something that would basically give you like a suit of body armor, an assault rifle, and a pistol, with LTI, and just something that so people could go and do missions in or crew people's spaceships. But even like when you're looking at these procedural worlds, there's got to be enough content on here for people to be able to do things planet side and to have fun. Maybe if they get enough missions done, or if they go along with enough people on enough missions, they can earn their way up to, say, like a Dragonfly, and that would be as far as they could go on like a ground package, or maybe like an Ursa rover or an Argo, and that's as far as you could go planet side. And beyond that, maybe you could set up your own base, but in order to get a ship, you would have to buy that pilot's license add-on and then move on from there. But I think that it's kind of weird that, when people are actually making threads on the forum about this and they're saying, I think there really needs to be something like this in here. There's always a few people who always kick back at that and say, no way, they shouldn't have to pay less than us, or, oh no, we don't need this because, all those Call of Duty freaks are going to show up and they're going to shit all, they're just going to be wasting all our time and, going ape shit or whatever. Which, realistically, any game crowd has its bad apples. I'm sure Star Citizen will be no different. But I think that the more the game develops, the more apparent it is that there's going to be a lot of content planet side, and there's going to be a lot for these people to do, and there's a lot of ships out there that are going to need crews, and probably a lot of people who would prefer to have a live body sitting at that seat than having just an NPC. And so, I don't know, was Star Marine supposedly coming out in 2.6, if it works out that way? I really think it would be a good time to kind of get, basically like backers who will come in and who want to do the ground combat, because with so many FPS games, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Arma, whatever, there really is no persistence to your character. I mean, you have what you have, and you just go from lobby to game, lobby to game, lobby to game. But you never actually get to, live out your life as that character. You know what I mean? If someone came to me with, like Battlefield, but it had the play area of, say, oh man, what was that? Assassin's Creed 3. You remember Assassin's Creed 3? When you're running around in the American Revolution? If I could do Battlefield stuff with Battlefield equipment, but in an American, in that setting, well, not the American Revolution, obviously, because it would be what is it? What's the forget it. The word just popped out of my head, but you would be an anachronism. There it is. With modern equipment back in the 1700s, but if there was a setting where you had maps that were that large and you could run around and do missions within them, that would be absolutely kick-ass. That would be something that I would totally get behind. And I think that's kind of one of the little, reasons why GTA Online was so successful and continues to do very well, is because it has that element, of a life lived outside of just lobbies and battles. And I think Star Citizen would even be a leap beyond that. And so I really think that there is going to end up being room for this, and the sooner people kind of warm up to the idea and embrace the idea, the better off everyone's going to be. Because I mean, this game is going to be obviously a pretty damn rich game, and I think there's going to be enough content and obviously enough geographical space for everybody. I don't know. I'm somewhat surprised that it isn't already a thing. That someone hasn't already said, we got to do FPS packages. And I mean, if you offer it at a reasonable rate and you tell people who are, basically buying these packages, let's say you were to let's say they coincided with the release of Star Marine or the release of 3.0, and they said, this is the game where it's at, just so you know, there's all these other backers here. You would be basically getting in with them, but you would be getting in cheaper, but you wouldn't have your own ship, but you would have all this planet side content to do. And maybe the money from those backers, those FPS backers, could be used specifically to hire people to develop more planet side content. Strictly speaking, like a side team that would focus strictly on fleshing out every planet, adding missions all over the place and all that stuff, so that every planet that you go to is just loaded with missions and loaded with things to do. Whether it's a city world or an arid planet like this one, or at least this arid region of a large planet, who knows what the rest of it looks like. Hopefully we'll find out someday soon. But yeah, I'm kind of shocked that that isn't a thing yet. And yeah, a little bit surprised as well that when people kind of try to shoot that idea down, because I think in the end, I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to go. I really think that would be a heck of a step forward. But I don't know. That's my opinion. Obviously, that's up to the players and the game developers to kind of work that one out, and all I can do is just voice my opinion on it. But I think it would benefit everybody if that was actually a thing. But apart from that, I mean, obviously, we're still waiting on 2.6. We haven't really gotten anything concrete as to when we're going to get it yet, unless I missed something or something has been released while I've been recording this, but I haven't seen anything yet. I don't think it's even in the hands of the Evo Cati. I think maybe there's a select in-house group that has it, but I haven't seen anything about the Evo Cati. And usually I get access to patches not too long after the Evo Cati get it, and I haven't seen anything either. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But with every passing day, it becomes more and more obvious. I think that barring some kind of like miracle, I don't think we're going to see 3.0 before the end of the year. I'm not saying that like we're not going to see 3.0 before the end of the year because CIG sucks. I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to get there. Not because CIG this or that, but increasingly I don't think it's going to happen. I'm excited for it and I want to see it, obviously, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Anyways, that's about it for my random ramblings today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Quantum travel initiated.